Yeah, let's get started, right?
Yeah, sure. You can
Yeah.
start.
So, hello everyone. Good afternoon. So, yesterday I have completed the ES6 part, right? Some basic concept of ES6, that is list, const, objects, arrays. And have you gone through that? Means already shared that files, folders, and that code base. Hello.
Yes, Kaushik. Yeah.
So, do you feel any problem or any understanding regarding that anywhere?
No, nothing from my side, Kaushik.
Okay. So, ES6 module we have completed. Today we are going to start about that some basic concept of React. So before in that what is React or what is the advantage of React, why we should have React, right? So please share your some knowledge or about the React. What about the React JS? Can anyone tell?
It's a library.
Yes, and more.
Module-wise differentiation with the concept of virtual DOM.
Yes. So what is the difference between module, library and framework? Can anyone tell why React is library and Angular is framework?
Library, like we can add library in a single HTML kind of thing, but for a framework, we need a proper structure. Like for Angular, we need to install the entire thing, but for React, we can just add this library uh, path in a particular HTML kind of pages.
Yes. So advantage of library is that you can reusability of a function, right? So that can be referred to within the code. We can say that, right? And using the help of library, it will also improve the performance of a program. Anyone, any suggestion about that?
Could you please repeat once?
So I'm asking that what is the difference between library and framework? Anyone, any idea?
What I think, both are having the advantage of reusability.
Mhm.
A framework basically gives you the structure. So
Yeah.
whatever, yeah, it is. You don't have to write the whole code. So it gives a skeleton of like how the application will work.
Yes, so we can infer that framework provides the structure and library provides the reusability collection of function, modules, all that thing, right? So from the library we can create framework, right? We can say
No, from library we can create a
create
framework.
framework, right? Is the statement is true or false? Means if we have library, so we can create frameworks.
Yeah, seems so.
So that's why React is very popular. Okay. So everyone already knows that React.js is a library, it's an open source library, right? So using React.js, that is many advantages, right? Their community is very great, biggest community in the world. If you stuck any problem, if you add any require any help, so you can only post in the community or many different posts you can add it from the React.js community. So it's a open source library. For what? For using the user interface. And its ecosystem is very rich ecosystem. Can anyone tell me that who has created that React?
Facebook.
Facebook, right?
Yes, who's guy? Means can you tell me the name? Jordan. And Facebook has created. Jordan was a software engineer at Facebook who released an early prototype of React that is called Fact.js. Fact.js first was introduced, and then with the help of your extendability that first it was deployed on Facebook news feed in 2011 and later 2012 it was in the Instagram. But open source JS it is 2013. So to React JS invented and introduced by the Facebook. So now we have to understand that what React JS is popular, that I am also telling that, but what others, what world told us, right? Why React JS is very popular and can we compare the React and Angular? I'm sharing my screen. You go this website. Compare. You see, and that is the data of India. If you will change as a worldwide, the last 12 months data, right? Still, the graph of React JS has increased. And which country, which region they have used, all information you will get from the trends.google.com. This is the place you can get that any, you can add one of them, right? Vue.js, right? Can add. Still, so React.js popularity is increasing day by day because its syntax is very easy. It is we can use it from the front end side as well as we can say that from the back end side. We can create the React.js applications in a very easy way. There are so many things also be there like a DOM components that will come. But today I just want to show some React.js basic structure of coding, how we can implement the code. There is no, I'm not going to install any node modules, any npm, just normal HTML. In the HTML page, we can going to write that React.js code and how it has been showing that in the browser that will show. But the editor, which editor we'll use? There are many editors. First, if you will React.new, online editors, right? All are. Here you can write your code. You no need to set up any single line of installation code. It is already there. And you have to create your own React framework. You can use W3 equals space. Also online. Anything we can write. Right. We can use stack Ripple. Here you can write the React.js code. You can use stack Blaze. You can sign in and then you can use that platform. So there is multiple platforms, online platforms, and also we can use that create the element coding and then some people end up node models code. Today I'm not going to talking about the node models or any other things. First, we have to understood that if I have to work with the React and the HTML, then how we can do that? Is there any questions regarding that?
No.
Okay, perfect. So first, I'll that is your HTML page, single HTML page. Okay, I'm going to add React code over here, but this is the library you have to add in your HTML. First is React development.js. This all are core modules, React core modules. This library used for the React DOM, React and React DOM. That will mean the structure of coding that we'll discuss later. But first, in the HTML page, the React how it works that we have to add here. That how you write the code, the component function, everything. And that is your Babel standalone. So Babel in a one-liner we can say that is a transpiler compiler from any TypeScript code to JavaScript in the browser, because browser only understands that JavaScript and CSS and HTML. So these three libraries are important. You have to add, and this is my DYD root. In that root, if you see that normal architecture, right, node modules, anything. So I'll also showing that only DYD root also be there, and we have to add each and every element inside the root as per view. So first I can write the code that is hello world or any kind of things, creating the React element. Then I can add React dot create element. And add some color. No, but normal table I can say. Then add this comma. Whatever I got from that heading, that if the React dot create element h1 color, I have to add in the root, because root is the view where everything will be added. Inside the root, I can the target ID is the root. I have to add the root. The React DOM dot render, then document, what I will write, document dot min, sorry, t is the small element by ID. I will add in the root. Run. You can see the hello world is printed in the page. If you debug, so inside the root, the and h1 tag has been created, right? You can provide any kind of name. Hmm. Let's do one thing. I have to create another element inside that h1 tag, nested element. So let nested element equal to react dot create element. Same thing I will add, and I will add in the span, comma style. Will add the color that is red. Here I want to add something in a text or in name. And just put it inside that heading. And we debug this thing, created the span element. Or same thing, instead of I can add this thing here also. So this is my root or div ID, the root element by ID. I can add this. Only 3 line of script. If I will remove these 2 lines, right, it will not work because this is a code library. You have to add it. Otherwise, it can the tag React DOM it cannot be identified. It's showing error. React is not defined. It cannot understand what is React on the HTML side. So it's not needed all the time. We have to install React from the node module. This is node modules we can install because the reusability and it is decoupled the architecture in a separate format and we can add these things. But also we have to know first before going to the node modules or npm whatever. We have to discuss this thing. But how React code is looking in the HTML, everything component loops or props, everything we can work over here. Yeah. Next item. I create Any name you can take. Use React. Date. Another example. DOM dot render. Create one element. I have to print that. I missed one thing, that is document dot get element by ID. It's good. Yeah. So if you want to print these things inside the URL element, so this is the string interpolation. In the curly braces, we can add these things. We will add name. It's a text. The value we cannot incur. But if we in the string interpolate add this value, so we'll add these things. Another thing we also require name dot length, character length. Yes, so we also add the JavaScript functionality over here. Like name dot to uppercase. It also be done. Right. Take this one. Lowercase also be done. Something. There is no any special name dot to lowercase. Lowercase. That is very even. Don't. So we can also print and also calculate also run the JavaScript function inside the React in the normal HTML file. And this one type of example. Next example also. Yeah. So normal I will create some component. So component as of now it's a separate module or separate. We can say that HTML is there. We can create this thing and we can run it together in the React file. So remove this thing. Example, create some function, JavaScript function. H1 tab. So I will create one function that is header function main. Will done. It takes now if I will run this react DOM dot render and then add two things like your header, like your main, then document dot get element by ID. Root. Run it. Hmm, what happened? Two. Unexpected.
The semicolon is optional
Which semicolon? This is
after writing the function.
no, it's this one, right?
Yeah, after closing this.
No, no.
No,
That
after the
is
function
this
declared.
showing that unexpected this line, right? Line number 32.
Okay,
That is
don't we have to add any kind of string letters here? I mean, is this a ID specific or
no, no.
something?
I just added any. You can say right this, right? Means string interpolation.
No, no, I'm asking for string literals, the inverted comma kind of things for
This
Detail,
one,
detail statement, no?
this one, right?
yes, from I mean,
Hmm.
no, like inside the return, the entire header section. I actually
Hmm.
asked previously also because above also you didn't write in that particular syntax, like inside the string literals of the
So header, inside the header, I just pass the H1 tag, right?
mhm.
Pass that some kind. 1 minute. I think this is extra something. Okay, I will remove this thing. Just a minute. Mhm.
Maybe the arrow function header is it an arrow function, not in a simple function?
No. There is no meaning. You write the simple function, right? I think that is required. 1 minute. Double syntax you have to add. Just a minute. But header return one thing. Main function I will remove. First only I do the header. Then we also the JavaScript. Again, done expected.
Yes, const header and please try the arrow function.
Everything right like that, right? No, that is normal function also we work.
The block that we have written inside return statement, so that should be in string.
This one.
Yeah, because it is showing a token less than sign is there na, at line number 32. So something is
So
wrong there.
it's a just tag, right? Header tag. I will remove this one, right? Simple written H1.
32.
It's a
Could you return any string here?
yeah.
Yes.
Just remove the tag. Just remove the tag.
Oh my
Just
God, understood.
keep string working or not.
Uh, just a minute. I will open this. I have created this thing earlier. 1 minute.
Maybe the comma issue on line
1
number
minute. 1 minute.
55.
I'll open it. Same thing I will create earlier. I'll run this thing. I don't know. You can see. Sorry.
I think the semicolon issue is there after render.
No, actually, there is the type is not Babel.
No, no. Type Babel, type JavaScript also work.
No, I guess not. No, it should be Babel.
No, Babel, that time I also added a Babel type. Now, if I will do this thing, instead of app, you can see that inside the app I added this component. Na? So I will create the main differently. I will add, that is your is header. Hmm. So only header will be added at a time one. So that's why I have created the app folder. Inside the app, we can add multiple components. So app I will add. Mostly what you have asked, can you please tell me? What is the question? No?
Mm, actually, that particular screen, actually, you just removed the previous examples.
I have to add in the other variable or remove. String interpolation, you write.
No, that's now clear because
Okay.
without
Main issue was that the Babel, I think that the interpretation that this is kind of a function and component, right? So in the JavaScript, it cannot understood. So that's why this library is required, Babel main.js. And then I added this thing, and inside the function, I can add. And same thing in the React component, whenever install React to the node module, same architecture we have followed, huh? And
yes.
and if we will add another function, we can also add this thing. But one more thing that is also we have to remember, just do experiment that if I will create the header in the small line, the first syntax is small. Okay, can we render? So try to. You can see it cannot be identified, na header. Header first element should be the
Okay, in previous one of the example, you write that the create element. So
Hmm.
for each and every element, we need to write that line. I mean, React
Yes,
dot create
that
element.
is if you want to create that, that is your ES5 syntax, right? React dot create
Mhm.
element. So it's a JavaScript syntax. So
I
it's
mean,
not possible to every time we can remember these things. It's a very big sentence, na? React dot create element, add the net, and if you nested the element, style, make, color, each and everything you have to elaborate over there, na?
mhm.
So that's why we have created this kind of things. So here you have to just create the function, compute as a component, and then we can create the element. Same thing. Here you just inspect the element. Same thing is there, na? There is no
Yes.
difference. Yeah. Now do one thing. I will create that is props. I will pass something from one component that is function and render in the other.
You have written three functions here. So all three
Yes.
functions are component, or how is it?
Yes. Main means because 1 minute. It's a component. It's also component, and I it cannot be possible to render this thing. Na? We should need some wrapper. So inside the wrapper, that is our div. If you can see that, you can do this thing also. Instead of app, I will take header, right? Header is perfectly showing. If I will take main,
Okay, I think we can wrap in
yes,
React dot
yes, yes. No,
render.
no. If you can see that, if I will add the component one by one, it cannot be rendered, right? So we have to nest it in one div or fragment.
Yes.
So in the div, same thing. Whatever I create in the app, same thing I'll do in the place in the div. In run. So we no need to write this one. But when your structure of coding is increased, you cannot maintain the code, right? So that's why we have created one function in the wrapper, and this wrapper will add. Now next syntax or example, that is for your props. Means props is as an argument or as a properties. As a I can pass from one component to other component, and that will be better. So see next, that is I'll do one thing. I'll create other function and footer. It will work. I think not, right? We can okay. So copyright. We then do one thing. Footer. Then add that is footer. Will add. Hope it will. So it's a header, it's a content, it's a footer. Normal HTML and JavaScript. There is no any there. Now I will do one thing. I will pass some properties. Normal we in the function we all are know, right? We can pass some arguments. That is my name. Custom header. I will pass. And then what I will do in the header, I will go and props. In the props, what I will do instead of this text, this is a hard coded. I am not sending anything from that main component or app component as a prop. Remove props dot name. Name means what? Whatever props name you have passed. If it is now run it. Custom header. So props dot what I will write here. What props I will pass. So if I will pass Kaushik. And I will pass Kaushik. So any props name we can pass from here. So components. Let's come. Next, same one, we can do passing other props. value. Any name we can take it. Value, whatever name. In the box, I will go here, props, and then I will do one thing. Is props dot is I hope it will render. Yes. Now in the footer, different kind of prop files are. That is here. Equal to new date. This is JavaScript function. String, Boolean, any JavaScript function, anything you can pass over here. Get, yeah. What I will do? Yeah, if I will pass and then try to run it. Yes, so it's called a props destructuring. So instead of props, the objects, the value you can pass. And same thing you can pass over here. So we can get the value. So can we pass multiple props? Try. Multiple props. So here I will do one thing. So instead of props, I will pass Kaushik and then that H2 tag, H2 tag, I will do render. So understood the concept, right? How it will, the prop, the value is coming from main component to other component. I can pass multiple things. Now going forward, other example that I will show, that is object mapping. How can I map the objects and display? So I'll do one thing. I'll create one const. This one any array. JavaScript. Folder. Now in the main value, I will pass this array. Object I will pass. And main value I will pass that props. And there are three things, right? Inside there are three elements in the array. Three of JavaScript Angular here. So we have to make some for loops. Otherwise, it cannot be iterated. Inside the main, what I will write? Do one thing. L. L. Is props dot array. dot map. So it's a ES6 syntax map. And then I'll pass this. Click on li. I think I have okay. This is my not add, sorry. And it, yeah. You can see that with the help of map function, we can create 3 elements. And we have to set some key value. And that is your to map dot random. We'll add it. What key they will be from? Oh. Window. But if I will not add key, there no any syntax error they are showing. Yes. So key property you have to add, right? That's why I valid the key method. Page is rendered, HTML element or JavaScript, whatever is rendered, but we have to add the key properties. So declaring the dynamic element. So that is map not random. And it- the unique identifier. So error is gone. There is no error. If you not provided the key, still your element will render in the page. But as per dynamic and that key interference, we have to add this value. Key properties. Any questions?
Yeah, hi Kaushik.
Yes.
Here can be use for each loop of JavaScript instead of map.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
So I have that example also. I will send you in the code base, right? In the code base, every example is there. And you can try. If you not found, you can reach out to me. Okay.
Okay.
It's a JavaScript syntax. Is everything is work, na? So for each also work. It's the iterator. We can add this value and we can do that, right?
Okay. Thank you.
Something that is also so do one thing. Create const array. Now do one thing. Const. I will create the for loop here and then pass this string. Instead of this value, when I've created the props, whatever value, I am creating this thing here. So const array object equal to array dot map x comma I. pass ID. I. What is your X? This array object is I will pass instead of array on the array object. And then the cross value in key I will pass identifier instead of math.random. Here I will pass x.id. I have different ID. And then what type? Now going what will do console log props. What is log props? That's the box. You can see three values coming, right? So you can also see in the console now. This console I will copy and paste in everywhere. First identify what is my props. And the props. Props. Okay. Okay. Then also get the value, the concept. Any questions?
No.
So okay, so that's for the today, and that code base, whatever is there, I will upload in the drive. Okay, again day two, you just follow day two code base. Okay, I've created many things, also that I will add in a file. Any question? Anything? Tomorrow we will show that node base functional component or React how to install from the node modules. That will see tomorrow. Okay. Yes.
So React uses the node runtime only.
So it's I'm not using any Node.js, right? You can see. So in the HTML file, I will add the React. So instead of node modules, you can also create these things. If you have HTML file, na, in your HTML file, you can create. You just three main libraries are required. Same thing. Whatever you install from the node is internally called these things, because in the browser you can only understood that JavaScript, the scripting, right? So if I add the node modules, that React, what will write in the node, in the React, that is this kind of syntax, right? Import React. Basically, it will, and we'll add the babels or transpiler. It will convert the syntax with this part. Okay.
Okay.
So you can also do it from the Node.js. You can, instead of Node.js, if you want to create your standalone version, right? So you can do that. So I am writing in the HTML file. There is, I not added any node models, anything. You cannot add right now. Simple HTML. Okay, then to wrap up. Any questions, or you can ask me? You can include this. Yeah.
Thanks, Kaushik.
Yes. And you just follow the day to drive. Okay. In the drive, I will upload the code base.
Sure.
Whatever the code base, and tomorrow I will add in a node module and the React, how that as you will see the React gives. Okay, then good to go. I'll wrap up the session. Bye. Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
time.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Hi,
Good
thank
time.
you.
Kaushik.
Thank you. Bye.